And welcome to the GFNJ podcast YouTube channel. This show called What You Doing? We talk about what we watch and play during the week. I'm your host, Enterprises. With me today, the quarantine homie,
Felix.
What's cracking, dog? Oh, I'll tell you what's cracking, dog.
Yeah, please tell me what the fuck's cracking out the whip.
I watched with Mrs. Bubbles a movie we talked about on the pod called You Should Have Left. This stars Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried, where they are a couple and they have a daughter, and she is an actress, he is a writer, and they need to get away. So they basically Airbnb this creepy house in Wales, I think it was.
That's far.
It's not creepy. It's actually a really dope ass house. Very modern, kick ass house. You as an architect would love this house. It was a very dope ass house. But this is a suspenseful, creepy movie. I think it's like a modern take on a creepy house, because the house isn't creepy, but creepy shit starts to happen in the house. Like it is shown in the trailer that it feels bigger inside the house than what it actually is. He busts out a measuring tape, and he measures the inside of the house, and it's bigger inside the house than it is outside the house. That kind of stuff, mirror imaging, that kind of stuff. It's a little slow. There's not a lot of scary moments to it. My big takeaway is that Kevin Bacon still looks good for a 60-something old fuck. He looks really good.
Wait, he's 60-something?
He's old as shit, yes.
God damn, I thought it was younger than that.
No, he old. So, yeah, it kind of gave me Control-y vibes, you know, like very neon colors at moments, and walls moving and going into doors and coming out of the same side of the door, and like disappearing doors and appearing doors and secret doors that go to dungeons and that kind of stuff. It's confusing and weird. I would say it's more confusing and weird over scary. But it's I mean, there's not much out there right now. I don't know if I would recommend. I don't know.
It's kind It's kind of off-putting.
Not even. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. It's just kind of just like, what the fuck? Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It's I think you would like it. But
you're struggling too much. Okay.
Because it's a whatever. It's a whatever. It's a whatever movie. It's just a whatever. It's really a whatever. Like, I'm gonna forget about it. I had already forgotten about it. I made notes. I didn't remember until I read the notes. If you want to see some Kevin Bacon shit, watch it. I mean, it's very, 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 very whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. So what you do?
I watched this little series called Transformers: War for Cybertron. This is part 1 of 3, and this first part is 6 episodes. I wanted to watch it just because I'm a fucking Transformers mark, but I was a little bit on the fence with it because of the animation. I'm not that much of a fan with those type of 3D cell shading animations Netflix does right now. For example, the Godzilla ones and all that. But actually, I liked it a lot because this is like in the middle towards the end of the war for Cybertron. So their world is all fucked up, and you get story on both sides, and you get a little bit more of a backstory. So the Autobots are like the high class fancy pantsy race, and the Decepticons were work for the blue collar workers, miners, all that shit. They worked hard. So Megatron was the leader, and they war. So it was really strange not looking at Optimus as the big badass, big motherfucking leader that he is right now, or the one we know. He is flawed. He doubts himself. Some of his underlings really get up under his skin. They mouth him off in front of everybody, and he just takes it. So it was really strange watching that, because in the movies or the animated series, nobody mouthed off to Optimus because he was the big bad motherfucker from the good guys.
He's Optimus Prime.
It's actually, well, yeah, he's Optimus Prime, but he's not that Optimus Prime. He's still learning. He's still growing. And Bumblebee is not an Autobot. He's like a scavenger or whatever, and it's pretty fun. The 6 episodes went really quick. They're like 20 minutes each, so it's really short. It's about the whole thing's about less than 3 hours long. And
so is all this shit canon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Everything is canon.
Who's this made? Who's this for? Is this made for you? Is this made for you and your little nephew, or is your nephew probably too young for it? Who is this for?
This is not meant for kids. This is definitely a teenager to young adult to hairy ass grown ass men, because there's some scenes that they're kind of disturbing, because there's these 2 Decepticons that are like, oh, I'm gonna kill Autobots, and I want to see how many Autobots do I kill today. And they're standing on a field, on the city, and there's impaled Autobots, which is pretty fucked up. Yeah, it's pretty harsh,
gruesome,
and that's the whole series. It's gruesome, it's grimy, and it's really interesting the way that everybody sees the other side, because how Megatron manipulates information, and how he's not just the bad guy because he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy, but he wants the best for the Decepticons. He doesn't want to kill all the Autobots. He wants to turn them. But Starscream, that little weak ass bitch, wants to kill everybody. So we got like conflicting interests. So it's actually pretty fun. I really recommend it. And you're not that much of a fan of Transformers or big ass robots in general, but it's not a series made for you. Definitely not made for you. You have to be a fan to like it.
Cool. So I was just when watching the trailer, I was just confused. Who's this for? If it's for like older geeks who love Transformers and need more Transformers and wanted to scratch that old Transformer kind of vibe itch, or what? Or
oh no, definitely. You have to know shit. You just can't. I mean, you can watch it out of the blue and know stuff, but if you know backstory about the Transformers, it's definitely gonna help.
Pretty cool. After what else I watched me some stupid shit like Jay and Silent Bob reboot, bruh. This movie came out last year. Yeah, this movie came out last year. I'm not like a huge fan, but I enjoy their movies. I enjoy Kevin Smith movies. I wanted to watch all his movies. I've seen most of the big ones. But yeah, if you haven't seen Jay and Silent Bob, it's very campy. It's very stupid. It is very nerdy, but it's good stupid. Yeah. It's very dumb. But the story on this one is that they want.
Yeah.
You kind of have to know a little bit of their old shit, like Blunt Man and Chronic.
Well,
they're trying to reboot. They're rebooting their. They're rebooting that movie and that comic that they did in one of the other movies. So they're trying. So I forget what it was. Was it Sabin? I think it's Sabin. Owns their likeness and their names, so they got to go to Hollywood to try to get their names back by stopping the production of the Blunt Man v Chronic movie to happen. And
V Chronic?
Along the way, Blunt Man and Chronic, that's their Batman and Robin
I remember
personas. Yeah. So they're rebooting that movie. They have to go to Hollywood to stop it so that they can recuperate their name and likeness, because Sabin Industries movies or whatever owns Jay and Silent Bob. Stupid. Yeah. Like I said, very stupid, very campy. I needed some of this shit in my life. 2020 has been a bitch, and I want some stupid shit. This gave it to me. Fanfare to the max. There's a whole bunch of references. There's stars all over the place. So basically what happens is they try to get from New Jersey to LA, and there's hiccups along the way. So they would this is basically how the movie's breaking up. They'll have a scene between them, stupid shit, then they have to do something, and then a star will appear, or a star is the judge, or their Uber driver, and that kind of shit. What's his name? Craig Robinson is the judge, and you got Fred Armisen is their Uber driver, and just people all over the place.
I remember Val Kilmer being in the trailer.
Who?
Fighting Val Kilmer is fighting the Supergirl. I remember.
Yeah, Melissa Benoist. He's playing Blunt Man, I think. Yeah, Blunt Man. He don't talk because Kevin Smith don't talk. There's a bunch of Kevin Smith digs at his old movies, at his daughter, which he's in this. It's very campy. It's very stupid. There's a conclusion to Loki, and not the Marvel Loki, the Dogma Loki, which is also another Kevin Smith movie. Matt Damon.
Oh, he lived. Yeah.
So they kind of it was very random and weird. They give an explanation as to where the hell he went and all that. That was really weird. Surprising. I don't know if it's a spoiler. Well, I'm gonna spoiler alert. Surprisingly enough, the person that made me laugh the most was the person I disliked the most, and it was Ben Affleck. He's in this. He had the fucking line. He had the fucking line. This shit's all fanfare for nerds. So this is I don't want to give the line. Oh shit, fuck it. They're talking about how Batfleck was the best Batman, and they're like, yeah, Ben Affleck is the best Batman, and they're like talking about it, and it was like, well, yeah, and I like how they were talking about Batman, and it was like, oh yeah, and he was like, oh, this is like your Batman story or the origin story where they kill the mom and the dad, or they kill the dad, and then he says the name of the dad, and he's like, oh, and the mom, which her name escapes me, and he breaks the fourth wall looking at the camera, and I started dying laughing. It's a lot of that kind of shit. It's a lot of that kind of shit. So if you're a nerd who likes Kevin Smith, I almost said James, which that's a joke in the movie. They call him Kevin James a lot.
Okay.
You will love it. You should watch it.
Okay.
You Felix, you watch it. You seen it already?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah. It's perfect for geeks. Like if you love all that shit, you know what you're getting into. It's really good. I actually enjoyed myself.
Well, I remember the second Clerks movie. There's a bit about Transformers and the GoBots being the Kmart. I don't know. It's a good series of movies.
Yeah. It's just stupid. Like you can't take it serious, and a lot of critics take it serious and shit on him for it. But Kevin Smith takes digs at himself right now, and then at the end there was like a very nice would-be cameo of Stan Lee. There's a whole thing at the end. Yeah, it's kind of awe, but yeah, I liked it. Jay and Silent Bob reboot. What else? Okay, what else?
Definitely gonna watch it.
What else did you do, son?
I watched this old movie. I remember my mom saying she couldn't stomach it in the theaters. That's how old the fucking movie is. My mom is 60. So this movie is Cujo. So the girlfriend and I sat down. We wanted to watch a stupid horror movie. And it's kind of campy, but it's actually pretty good. So the story is that this wife is cheating on her husband, and her husband goes on a business trip, and the wife, I can't remember how this is how stupid the movie is. The wife gets she has to go to get her car fixed in this guy's house, and the mechanic's dog has rabies. So
but he gets rabies. Doesn't he get bit by a bat or something that he's chasing?
Yeah, he gets bit by a bat in the nose.
Yeah, that's all I know from Cujo. I think I've seen that scene where he's chasing the bat in the hole, and the bat bites him on the nose, and the dog runs away, cries.
Oh, and the dog is all fucked up.
Yeah.
I forgot to check out all the, like, how they made the dog so grimy and disgusting, because I mean the whole movie is this chick and her son they're stuck in the car, and it's amazing how disgusting and dirty the dog is. Yeah. And it's really really fucking tense, because they get stuck in there for like almost 2 days with no water in the blistering heat. This dog is worse than Mr. X from Resident Evil. That motherfucker stays on their ass. And I did not care if the girl died. I just did not want the kid to die.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the dog to die.
The dog could fucking die. I hated the dog.
He had to die.
Yeah, he had to die. But it was really tense. I mean, the whole second act, which is the trap thing, it's so tense. I was digging my nails into my girlfriend's hand, and she was like, "Dude, come on, relax. It's just a fucking movie." Like, I know it's just a fucking movie. The kid's gonna die, and and the end is so stupid, so cheesy. It took me out, like it yanked me out that ambiance. And I mean, I get it. I get how my mom couldn't stomach it, and I get how a lot of people say, "Wow, it's an amazing horror movie," but I mean, it ages not too well in my opinion, just because of that fucking ending. It sucked.
Was it 80s or 70s?
No, that was, I think, early 80s.
And it's Stephen King, right? Or no?
Oh yeah, Stephen King. Yeah,
I have the book.
Motherfucker.
I have the book.
Really?
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. It's falling apart. I actually wanted to read it before. I ever watched it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to do that, but yeah, Cujo is just one of those that you just hear about, and it's like a crazy dog with rabies. And without seeing it, I can kind of picture what happens and all that shit.
Yeah.
I've oddly enough, I've seen clones of it. I forget the name of this one, but it was basically Cujo, but instead of a dog, it was a lion, and they're in the safari. Have you seen that one?
No, what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I don't know what it's called, because it's always on TV. It's the same shit, but they're trapped in a Jeep or something, and there's a lion trying to get them the whole time. And then I think the lady like sacrifices herself and blows up with the lion or some shit.
Oh damn.
It's pretty hardcore.
Well, I think I'm gonna need to watch that.
No,
one
no,
Cujo...
don't, no. No.
Is it that bad?
It's pretty not great. Let me say I was just saying no. Don't.
Okay.
No, don't. Go watch Jay and Silent Bob and Horror.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't waste my time then.
No, don't.
But I mean, if one day you feel that maybe I want to watch that, that's a good watch.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
All right.
Maybe not lying bad, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not lying bad. Nothing's lying bad. Except for my next watch, bruh.
Oh shit, what happened?
So also on the pod, we talked about a movie starring Shia LaBeouf, where he plays a cholo called The Tax Collector. Bubbles and I were kind of stoked. We're like, oh yeah, looks pretty cool. David Ayer, he sounds familiar because he directed Training Day. He also directed Night Watch, I think it's called, or whatever. I can't remember that fucking name of the movie with the Jake Gyllenhaals. But he also directed
End of Watch.
That one. He also directed Suicide Squad. Silence for Suicide Squad. So I had high hopes. I was like, all right, he got to do a good director. Chaya is pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Chaya is not the main character.
What?
No, he is not the... You saw the trailer?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Chaya is not the main character. The main character is David. Chaya is the muscle. He's a crazy fuck, right? So, story is the LA gangs have to pay taxes to David's little enterprise or whatever the fuck, right? The main guy has bosses that oversee the monies, and all the gangs of LA have to pay 30% of whatever they make, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it. Chaya is the muscle. They go and collect. And then they're collecting, and then all of a sudden there's a new guy that's collecting and is like, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm the bad guy. All right, fuck you. Shit goes down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking terrible.
Neta?
Yeah. The main guy's acting is pretty bad. I feel bad to like tell people. I feel bad saying people's work is bad. I just did not believe him. It doesn't feel like he's a main guy. He tries to be menacing by like whispering, but he's just too small physically. His voice is too. It came off silly. He's supposed to be menacing.
Is it the guy who's always with Shia?
Yeah, that's like the main guy.
Neta, I thought it was like an apprentice or something.
No, he's the main guy.
The fuck?
And there's like these bits and pieces of like family. There's like quinceañera going on, and then El Tío, which is played by George Lopez. He's like the OG guy, and is like, okay, it just no. And then Shia is playing a Mexican, so his accent. I'm a Mexican. I sometimes don't speak Cholo like that, but I speak Spanish, or sometimes I speak Pocho when I can't think of a word in Espanol. I say it in Spanish, that kind of shit, right? They try to do this in this movie, and it just comes off hella forced. Like, there's this one line where it goes like, "Well, you know, fool, like that's it, dog. Like he knew las reglas," and it just doesn't come off authentic.
Sounds weak.
You know, like it felt like he was saying.
No.
What was on the script, and is like, say las reglas. Make sure you say reglas in Spanish. Make sure you say that. It just felt like that. Shia's accent is terrible. It's not good. His name is Creeper. What's up, fool? What's up, Creeper? He said Creepers. He got cauliflower ear for this movie, unless it was prosthetics. They were really good. He didn't need to be Mexican. Like, this movie would have been better. Dude. I'm rewriting the movie already. If he was like a white guy that gets adopted by the Cholos, and then he like moves up the ranks and like establishes himself as like the crazy fuck, but he could even be El Güero or some shit, you know? He didn't have to be Mexican, El Creeper, and then he's supposed to be all menacing, but he doesn't really do much of the menacing shit. It's all shown in like kind of flashbacks, but it's kind of like softcore porn violence where they don't show you what they're doing, but they're doing it kind of.
Like all out of
frame. Like he'll steal something and then shit will splatter. Or there it is one moment with a hammer and some legs, but it's just no way. No, it's just no way.
And that dude got a legit tattoo of
He got a legit tattoo on his chest. Like, really, bro? No. There's kind of action.
No mames.
There's a last okay sequence. David's wife or girls, Mija, that's about it. The part, it's just so funny because even like the bad guy that comes in to like take over, he's all like,
the Santeria dude?
Kinda. He's like from Jalisco or whatever, no? So he's like talking all that kind of shit, and his accent is a little okay, but it's funny because it's like, ya estuvo, carnal. You know why? Ya estuvo. And like, who the fuck are you? Like, because they're like trying to collect. I'm like, I'm Conejo, fool. And I just started fucking laughing. For y'all who don't know, he basically said, my name is Bunny, man. It's like, no way. It doesn't go. Conejo's not fucking menacing. I'm not scared, way. I'm not scared. It's Conejo, fool. Ah, okay, güey.
Qué pendejo, güey. Qué pendejo.
Yo soy Conejo. And it just came out fucking funny, way. Not menacing. It's silly. Like in Training Day, there are cholos in Training Day. They're gang members in Training Day. And when Ethan Hawke is with them walking, you're like, oh, fucking white boy, like, watch your mouth. You go, like, shit could pop off. You got sleepy with them. The guy that get the shit pushed in and all that shit. You scared for them. Here, you're just giggling when they say stupid shit, like I think George goes like, fuck that. George Lopez goes, fuck that puto, eh? And I just fucking started laughing, way. It just doesn't, it's not supposed to be funny, Even when shit goes down, even when shit goes down, like there's a shootout, está mamón, güey. It's funny, way. You know, because there's no real motivation from the bad guy. He's just like, te va a cargar la verga. And it's like, it's fucking funny to me, way. You know, it's not that I relate or anything, but it's like, it's just like, ahora sí, morro, te va a cargar la verga de Jalisco. It's like, what the fuck am I watching right now, you know? It was really...
Did you watch it alone or did you watch it with Miss Bubbles?
Yeah, it was really bad, and I wanted it to be good because I was rooting for Chaya, and then he got a fucking tattoo for the part. It's getting annoying.
Was Schaub in the movie?
Yeah, but he's wearing a like he's all in disguise. He's like part of El Conejo's crew that comes in at a shootout, but he's wearing masks and like a sombrero and like fucking botas and all the whole nine. And he's just like, you don't see him though. There's another UFC fighter. There's another UFC fighter who has actual lines and shit too, and he was more believable because he's a fucking fighter and he's bilingual, and the way he was talking made more sense. Everybody else, nah. Even the main guy's like Spanish. He wasn't 100% fluent in Spanish. He was like kind of pocho Spanish. Even the guy from Jalisco, his Spanish wasn't perfect. You know, the most perfect Spanish was the fucking UFC fighter. You know. And then after that, I would say George. Then after that, I would say George Lopez. Then after that, I would even say fucking Shia LaBeouf. Like, it was just...
Neta?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
It was really bad. I was kind of like, oh, I was given a chance. But no way. When he said, yo soy conejo, fool, I was like, no mames.
Yeah, the movie died right there for you.
It was already dead before that. But that was just like,
oh, shit.
Okay, wait. Yo soy conejo, fool. All right, fool. All right, Doug. God damn. Sorry, Chaya.
So no recommendations for you.
Fuck no. Skip it.
Okay.
What else you watch, bro?
I watched this anime. It's called Megalobox. It's a boxing anime. It's set in the near future. Well, not near future. It's kind of way in the future. It actually came out because the manga was turned 50 last year.
Fuck.
So it came out.
This manga? Okay, the manga. All right.
Yeah, the manga turned 50.
Shit.
So they made the anime about the manga. It's pretty spot on. It's like 13 episodes.
But the manga's new? I mean, the anime is new?
Yeah, the manga is it came out last year in commemoration of the 50 years of the manga.
No, the anime.
Yeah, the anime. Yeah. The anime came out because of goddamn fucking Japanese words.
The cartoon.
What?
The cartoon came out last year.
Yeah, and the comics came out 50 years ago. So it's about this guy who boxes. The boxing matches in this universe, you just don't box bare knuckle. You box with like a mechanical exoskeleton in the arms.
Okay.
So
like Arms, the video game.
Exactly, but not that cartoony. These fools fight hard. I mean, they box, and actually the animation is pretty fucking good. The way they did the animation was kind of they hand drew everything instead of modeling it 3D like they do now in anime. So they hand drew everything.
Right.
And those stories about this guy who was called Street Dog, literally he was called Street Dog because he forgot his name. He was fighting in fixed fights, but then this guy from the Megalo box, which is like the World Boxing Championship, he came out. He tried to fight with this guy, and he beat the Street Dog, and the Street Dog was like, "Oh, whoop your ass in your own arena." So he went with his manager. The Street Dog went with his manager, got a fake ID, and entered the contest. But since his mechanic shit was so busted, they came out with this gimmick. When he got the fake ID, his name was Joe. So the mechanic, the exoskeleton is called the Gear. So he was called Gearless Joe. It was gonna be like this gimmick where he fights everybody without the gear. But he started kicking fools' asses. But it's not that type of anime where he always wins, but he wins. But he does win, but he wins by the skin of his teeth. His ass gets handed to him so much, but he gets so strong after that when they fight, the last fight, they never say clearly who won, but you know who wins. And It was amazing. The character progression is really cool. It has some twists that you see coming, but they work pretty well with how the thing is written. The characters are fucking assholes, but they're the type of asshole you really like and you can kind of relate to. And the music is also pretty fucking good. So if you're a good fan of anime, I really, really, really recommend this series. It's 13 episodes, 25 minutes long. I mean, it's amazing. It's pretty fucking cool.
Nice. Megalobox?
Megalobox, yeah.
Kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah, I know.
So I got a couple quick one right here before I get to the main cheese. Keeping in the anime, did you see the Rick and Morty versus Genocider anime that Adult Swim put out on the YouTubes?
Is it the one where Rick is like a samurai?
No, that's the other one. This is another one.
Oh my!
This one's full Japanese, and it's a bunch of Ricks looking for Rick. The animation is 100% anime. Is different. It's trippy. I
do not know this one.
Yeah, it's 100% different. But it's a very cool little play on timelines and that kind of shit. They're just looking for the Bane Rick. I think it's like WD-74 whatever Rick. It's all in Japanese, so you have to read it. The other one, which is another one that they posted a month ago. These are all legit. These are all legit from Adult Swim. It's a documentary series on NES Feliz, where it's the history of video games, and it's narrated by Charles Martinet, aka the voice of Mario.
Yeah,
and
it took me a minute.
It talks about Space Invaders, the creator of Space Invaders. There's sprinkles of all that history. There's little cool nuggets like the creator of Space Invaders can't beat the second level. They talk about high score flow state when you're trying to beat the high score and you just get into a flow state. Every gamer has got into that where you just get into the zone and get locked in. Arcade stories of people starting businesses and tournaments, and the beginning of mods, how they would literally mod arcade cabinets to make games harder. Pac-Man, the original Pac-Man was Pac-Man was originally intended to be for girls, and then they talk about the beginning of Atari in Silicon Valley, the lawsuits over those mods, which eventually led to Mrs. Pac-Man, which was the second mod they sold to Midway because they were trying to get girls to the arcades. The man who created the cartridges that we eventually evolved into was a black man who
that was amazing,
developed it for Channel F console. So they wanted to do a console where you just put up a bunch of different cartridges in there, and then Atari stole that idea like they do. And then they talk about the worst game of history, which is the ET Atari. That was done in 5 weeks.
That took me. Wow,
that game was done in 5 weeks, but it usually takes you 9 months to do a game. That's why it's so terrible. And if you know anything about that led to that game alone almost led to the destruction of the whole industry.
Yeah.
And that's just episode.
Which was saved by Mario.
Yeah, and that was just episode 1. There's 6 episodes. They're about 40 minutes each, and they touch on Nintendo, Donkey Kong, Famicom, the NES, the Game Boy, the Tetris. The gameplay counselors would be a dream job, but kind of sounds stressful too. Then they talk about, of course, Mario, and then they talk about how Kirby was named after a lawyer that saved their ass over the lawsuit of Donkey Kong. Then we get Nintendo Power Magazine. We get Tex Adventures, D&D.
The first video game about homosexuals. That was.
I'm getting to that. Yeah, games on floppy disk, the Apple II, the creation of RPGs, Final Fantasy, and then Gay Blade is a wild ride. Apparently, I would love Bubbles to play that. We got the Sega Genesis, the Console War, Sonic, EA, Madden, violence in video games, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, the controversy of violence, Night Trap, which is a whole ordeal with court and all that.
Yeah.
That eventually led into the ESRB, which is the Entertainment Software Rating Bureau, I think, board that we know today, with the M for mature and all that. We got 3D graphics, SNES, first-person shooter, Wolfenstein, Dune, Star Fox, online multiplayers. And then throughout, everything is like told out of sequence kind of, but they're like stories put together. The production really reminds me of the Toys That Made Us. Is that the name that one called?
Yeah, Toys That Made Us.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. I enjoyed it. I like it. Very much you see the domino effect in the gaming industry, which is still prevalent today, where you see something that these fools are doing, you take that, but you try to put your own spin on it, and then someone sees what you did, and then they try to emulate what you did, but their own way. That's basically how everything in the known history of man has happened, so people saw basically Midway saw how Street Fighter was working, so I was like, all right, we want to get a fighting game, but let's turn it a little, let's completely flip it. They had hand-drawn animation. Let's have like real photorealistic graphics. Oh, they're more chill. Let's fucking rip their heads off, and that lends itself to Mortal Kombat. And I enjoyed it. It was pretty quick. Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Actually, I'm in like midway episode 4. I'm about to hit the Sonic bit.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty, I don't know. I've always been a mark for kind of these documentaries about video games because I don't play that much, but I like the whole world. Mm-hmm. I know you fucking love everything about
Bubbles gave me shit because we were supposed to watch this shit together, but I couldn't wait. So sorry, Bubbles.
Well, sorry, Bubbles. It's gonna be one of these ones. But it's I don't know, the romanticism of how they talk about everything. It's I don't know, it warms my heart.
Yeah, I loved every second of it. I just touched upon like the known things that we know, but I didn't spoil anything. Just like there's probably 5 stories out of each thing I said because they're talking about Wolfenstein and then how that they did that led to Doom, and there's still the whole story of how they got Doom to be on the computer. It was just crazy stories, and there's like light reenactments. It's just great. I really liked it, enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah, at first I thought the way they told everything was a mess, but it started to grow on me because it kind of flows. I mean, and something has to do with everything has to do with everything. So
right, so they'll be telling you one story, and then like they'll cut back to something else to tell this other story to complete that story, so they can come back to the first story because you need to know what this first thing that they showed you was to complete the story. So it's they kind of hip hop around a little bit too much, but it's not confusing. It all gels pretty nicely together.
Yeah, actually, it pretty fucking does.
I loves it. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard recommendation.
Yeah, especially if you're a geek gamer and all that cool stuff, or if you're a kid in this era playing stuff in arcades and all that. Just the way how they would hustle arcades because you beat the game and then kids got so good that they could just spend all day on one quarter. That's how mods start to get implemented. They wanted to open it up and try to make it harder, so they spend more money to get the high score. It's just all that kind of stuff. And then the craze of the console wars and Nintendo versus Sega, and then you're gonna see in detail the main guy from Sega putting out his plan on his marketing scheme and how to get out there and how to try to beat Nintendo, and all that is like a peek behind the curtain, and I thought it was amazing. I liked it very much.
Pretty amazing.
Pretty dope. yeah, leave us a comment down below if you guys watched any of these, what you guys thought about it, what you guys been watching, what you guys recommend. Let's get them comments flowing. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's what we've been watching this week. And yeah, always and forever, you do you.
Bye.
Bye. Gotta pop for the bubbos.